With a garden and an orchard in their backyard, Frank and Gail Smith are experts at growing a variety of fruits and vegetables.
We have peaches and cherries and apricots and plums. The mandarins and the pomelos, which come off in December, are just, they're to die for.
They know getting a good crop depends on how much they put into it. They believe the same goes for tithing and giving, something they learned reading the Bible.
It says in the Bible, test me. God wants us to test him.
What really spoke to me was Malachi 3:10. I looked into that, and the trust me in this and see if I do not open up the floodgates of heaven and pour out a blessing that you cannot contain.
At the time, Frank and Gail had decided to pay off $130,000 of debt and live debt-free.
We got into debt through a combination of ways. We were a typical American family trying to struggle through the day-to-day activities of raising a family, and kids are expensive. We had a car debt, we had a mortgage on a home, and we had typical debt that was beginning to build up.
They started applying God's financial principles, paying off the debt, cutting back on spending, and tithing. And within 2 years,
We were able to pay off $130,000 in debt, and we were able to tithe more than we ever had.
over the years, they started giving above their tithe, which included CBN.
We like the programs, the outreaches, and the ministry of CBN, and we love the ministry of the 700 Club.
Whenever there's a disaster, I don't care where it's at in the world, Operation Blessing is there. They're doing things that in reaching people that we cannot.
Then in 2008, Frank and Gail developed a plant food supplement that today is sold in nearly every state.
The name Shake and Grow came in the night, and God clearly spoke, and he said, Frank, it's simple, just you shake it and the plant grows, and hence Shake and Grow. That's perfect. So that's what we went with on the name. This year, we've seen sales 1,000% of what they were. So we are very excited about what God is doing and where he has taken us and how he can use this technology to bless farmers throughout the world.
Their friend down the street used it to grow this 1,200-pound pumpkin. Now CBN 1000 Club members, Frank and Gail are still debt-free. They love sharing their success with their 4 children and 6 grandchildren and telling them that it comes from God and their faithfulness to give.
We're so grateful to what God is doing. I can't imagine not having him in our lives. We're just going to trust him. And it's like, test me in this and see if I'm not going to be faithful and do what I say.